Hello and welcome. My name is Alan, and we are back for more Bushido, the way of the samurai. But anyway, today we begin Book Two. Ta-da! Okay, we'll start off with persuasion tactics. When you meet someone for the first time, be quick to judge his character. Deal with him according to your observation. For example, if you meet an aggressive and argumentative person, be flexible without being too unbending. You have to talk him down while making use of higher reason. And make sure there can be no grudge on his part. This is how your heart and words should work. The next section is yes men. Good-natured men, i.e., obedient yes men, fall behind their colleagues. One should be full of energy and vitality. That was a very short section on that. The next section we're going to read is how to treat your superiors. In coping with a spirited, bright, and cheerful lord, you have to make sure that he will perform his duty without blunder. You have to cheer him up by words of praise. This is done in order to bring him up to a strong disposition of spirit. But with an unyielding and bright lord, you must manage to let him acknowledge your superiority. Remind him of this consideration. What will he think if he hears of my deed, or my conduct, or my decision? This is the greatest loyalty and service you can render unto him. If there is no subjects to give him this kind of service, the Lord may hold all his subjects as inferior. Then he will look down upon all of them as hand-rubbing people. Then he will rise high on his own self-pride. However high or low they are, and whatever good they do for the government, the pride of the Lord will undermine their deeds. Few are alive to this fact. The exceptions are Kuma Sagara and Kichayamon Harada, who were alive to this kind of matter. Harada remained a consultant to the Lord even in illness, and after his retirement, this was very useful to the Lord. Only if you think it is difficult to train yourself to give this kind of service does it really become difficult. It is also my own experience that if you break your bones to make effort, you will be able to succeed, because this position of a Lord's counselor is the only elite one. Those who do not want this office are cowards. The models are Nobukata Itagaki and Takatomo Akimoto. And if you should be hated by your Lord for giving him excessive advice, then you cannot fulfill your loyalty. This is the most important point that everyone misses. You proceed to let your Lord learn little by little. And once again, that's how to treat your superiors. This next section is on serious thoughts. After all, there is nothing else than concentrated thought for each movement. One serious thought piled upon another leads to a whole life. If you become aware only of this, there is nothing more to seek after. You have to keep to this single concentrated thought alone. But everyone, losing hold of this point, seeks another place, only failed only to fail to discover this truth. Now, in order not to let this idea of one serious thought leak out of your heart, you have to have diligence and merits and experience. But if once you have succeeded in arriving at this truth, it will always be in your heart, even though you may neglect to put it into everyday practice. If you truly understand this point, there will be no emergency. Within this serious thought, loyalty is inherent. And finally, the last section we are going to read today, a little learning. A man of little learning tends to criticize the present times. It is the beginning of his misfortune. Those who hold their tongues are favored in good times and remain unpunished in bad times. And that was the last section there. Let's kind of go back over these. Persuasion tactics. Um, with those who are very aggressive and unbending and argumentative naturally, he's just saying be willing to show some flexibility because you'll never make your points known and it'll only be a back and forth of arguing and shouting otherwise. Yes, men, he's just saying don't become yes men. You've got to have the energy and vitality on your own to really succeed. How to treat your superiors. He's basically saying you try what you can to really help them achieve. And you need to think about how what you will say, what you will do, will affect them and their thoughts of you. You need to be willing to either praise them or counsel them properly, depending on their attitudes as well. For not everybody is the same. So yeah, you have to understand how to offer the advice to your superior, the information to your superior. So the next section on serious thoughts. Always focus on what you are doing. Don't let it is kind of a, at least to me it feels like he's trying to say, don't let your mind wander. Keep concentrated on that thought, and you'll be really able to do what you need to do. You'll have no emergencies really arise. So, and finally, a little learning. Um, don't, I guess, from what, at least the way I understand it, don't speak out of line, or it could really hurt you no matter if you are correct or not, especially in the worst of times. But that's going to be it for now on Bushido, Way of the Samurai. As always, educate thyself, think, read, study, learn. Someone tries to offer you something that you're a bit wary of as far as information, ask them to cite their sources. We're in an age anymore, we need proof. We desperately need proof. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, though, later.